Death is a blade that cuts both ways. Last week's designated killing in Beirut of Hamas delegate chief is nevertheless the most recent of numerous secret assaults on people in Iran and the Bedouin circle credited to specialists of Israel. At any point do top state leader Benjamin Netanyahu and other senior authorities in Jerusalem think about how conceivable it is they might be taken care of in kind? Hamas might not have the mastery and reach, albeit a booby-trap bomb requires no specific expertise. Yet, Iran does, and perhaps Hezbollah, as well. Israel's death in December of a top Iranian general in Syria, in addition to last week's monstrosity in southern Iran, guaranteed by Islamic State fear-mongers however authoritatively accused on Israel, could urge Tehran's more out-of-control hardliners into looking for tit-for-tat. Like Netanyahu, Russia's leader, Vladimir Putin, isn't opposed to discarding adversaries with chilling certainty. The path of bodies since he became president in 2000 is a long one, extending from the entryways of the Kremlin to Salisbury and back again to Siberia. Putin attempted to kill Ukraine's chief, Volodymyr Zelenskiy, when he attacked in 2022. Once more, he may yet attempt. Does Putin, a so-called strongman who falls down out of general visibility, likewise dread the professional killer's blade? Russia asserted last May's Ukrainian robot strike on the Kremlin was an endeavored death. Rebel soldier of fortune manager Yevgeny Prigozhin could have plotted to kill Putin. Be that as it may. After his Wagner bunch mutinied in June, it was he who kicked the bucket unexpectedly, his plane bafflingly smothered of the sky. Contrasts between the Gaza and Ukraine clashes are less informational than their numerous likenesses, of which the desperate propensities of Netanyahu and Putin are a perfect representation. The two conflicts are generally characterized by their pride, biases and mix-ups. Assuming that these two war hawks were some way or another removed from the situation, harmony arrangements might be simpler to accomplish. However, the reality such men actually give orders says a lot about the vicious condition of world as 2024 sunrises. Both have driven their nations into sad military parkways. Netanyahu promises to kill Hamas, an impossible point completely. Putin figures sovereign Ukraine can be attached forcibly. Pursuing these deceptions, they kill a huge number of regular folks with expected exemption. Both are war lawbreakers. Both anticipate and desire to take cover behind, battle endlessly. Gaza and Ukraine highlight terminal weakness in the post-1945 guidelines-based global request, as well. In the two cases, the UN Security Chamber, whose occupation is to maintain the UN sanction and worldwide regulation, has bombed horrendously. The injuries of the worldwide crook court, which looks for Putin's capture, are derisively disregarded by Russia and numerous different nations. Since the October 7 Hamas fear-monger assaults, the world has seen state-coordinated savagery and anarchy in Gaza that educated eyewitnesses trust fits the legitimate meaning of slaughter. Asserting precisely that South Africa is taking Israel before the UN's top council, the global official courtroom, this week. However, the Israel protection powers will unquestionably overlook any in-between time deciding that checks activities. These two conflicts likewise remorselessly uncover the restrictions of current discretion. Albeit Western pioneers demand just dealings will eventually stop the gore, neither the US, the EU, the G7, the G20, the Middle Easterner Association, the BRICS, nor the UN have accomplished enduring truces, not to mention practical harmony plans. Restored discuss a two-state arrangement in Israel-Palestine bears a resemblance to simple criticism. Ukraine is strategically stopped. Intervention wherever is at a halt, peacemaking is, in emergency, worldwide emergency gathering, ICG, bosses cautioned a week ago. Around the world, political endeavors to end battling are fizzling. More pioneers are chasing after their finishers militarily. More accept they can pull off it. In Sudan, Myanmar, Nagorno-Karabakh, Tigray, Syria, and possibly Taiwan, the story was something very similar, the ICG said. All over the planet, more individuals are kicking the bucket in battling, being constrained from their homes, or needing help than in many years. Without any expectation, apprehension about uncontrolled acceleration, and resulting negative worldwide political and financial aftermath, is one more element normal to the Center East and Ukraine. Like the damage of Baltic gas pipelines, Houthi rebel assaults from Yemen on Red Ocean transporting delineate how long unsettled, increasing provincial struggles can set off more extensive global shakiness. Unrelieved awfulness in Gaza implies stewing aggression setting Israel in opposition to Iran is bound to bubble over. The opposite may likewise turn out as expected. NATO ought to have heightened to help Ukraine in 2022. Its refusal to intercede brought into the world of misrepresented fears. Permitted Russian animosity to proceed with unrestrained, prompting numerous avoidable regular citizen passings. Unified warrior jets mixed as of late to catch a Russian rocket that flew 25 miles, 40 kilometers, into Poland. Was the Kremlin roughly cautioning Warsaw it very well may be straightaway? After immense air assaults over the occasion period, Ukraine raised, killing regular folks in Russian Belgorod. Both the Ukraine and Gaza emergencies have ignited natural Western divisions and interior parts over the degree of outside mediation. Hungary's supportive of Russia pioneer, for instance, is as yet obstructing EU assets for Kiev. Turkey, hypothetically a NATO part, is declining to permit 2 English mine-hunting ships gave to Ukraine to enter the Dark Ocean. U.S. President Joe Biden was excessively delayed to arm Ukraine, too wary in standing up to Putin. Presently, because of Trumpist conservatives in Congress, further U.S. military help is on ice. Biden's badly passed judgment on refusal to get control over Netanyahu and back a truce has frightened European partners and segregated the U.S. on the world stage. Harming its political and moral power, unsure American administration, tentatively intensified by an internal centered official political decision dogfight that starts off in Iowa this week, bodes sick for the Center East, Europe and Western majority rule system. Another death, another unpunished abomination, another attack, and 2024 could turn into the year when savage power wins over reason, regulation and everyday courtesy.